All right, let's jump right in. We're about to explore a pretty mind-bending idea, one that gets right to the heart of our existence. This all comes from the work of Effects CO, and I gotta warn you, it might just shake up everything you think is real.
So here's the question that kicks the whole thing off. What if you don't really exist? I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It's a bold way to start because it challenges the most basic thing we believe, that we're here, we're solid, we're real. But what if we've got it all wrong? Okay, so the first big concept we have to tackle is that what we call reality might be, well, a grand illusion. The idea is that our five senses aren't really showing us what's out there. Instead, they're projecting a kind of shared dream that we're all experiencing together. And you can really feel the raw shock of this realization in this quote. It's that whoa moment, right? It's like the curtain gets ripped back, and for the first time, you see that this whole experience, it's a dream. So, if our reality is a dream, then what's it made of? How does it work? To get to the bottom of that, we have to break down the two main pillars we use to measure everything: time and matter. We just assume they're real and constant, but from this point of view, they're not at all what they seem. Let's start with time. The idea here is that time isn't some universal clock ticking away out there in the cosmos. Nope, it's actually a property of our own consciousness. The past is a memory, the future is an anticipation. It's all happening inside your head, created by the movement of your thoughts. You know, the movie Interstellar gives us a perfect way to wrap our heads around this. Remember that scene where they land on the water planet near the black hole? For them, only an hour goes by, but for everyone back on Earth, 7 years have passed. That's not just sci-fi fluff. It's based on real physics and shows us that time is totally relative. Okay, now for matter, the solid stuff. The chair you're in, your phone, even your body, it's all made of atoms. Well, here's a scientific fact that is just insane. Atoms are 99.99999% empty space. The fundamental building blocks of our physical world are almost entirely nothing. And this leads to a pretty stunning consequence. If you are made of mostly empty space, have you ever actually touched anything? The answer is no. The feeling of solidity, of touch, is just the electron fields of your atoms repelling the electron fields of another object. You're feeling a force, not making contact. Wild, right? And believe it or not, it gets even stranger when you zoom all the way in to the quantum level. At your most basic, you're not just one thing. You're a particle, a specific point in space and time, but you're also a wave of potential. As a wave, you're not just in one spot. You are literally everywhere at once, a field of pure possibility. So if time is a mental construct and matter isn't really solid, what in the world is reality? Let's check out a completely different model, a universe built on something way more fundamental. First things first, everything is energy. That's the foundation. All those particles that seem so solid are just little packets of condensed, vibrating energy. Energy that can't be created or destroyed, just transformed. And what is this energy? Well, it's also information. Think about reality like a massive, complex code. It's a vast ocean of information, and our minds are the decoders that interpret that data and project it as the world we see, hear, and feel. Which brings us to the big one. If everything is just energy and information, then everything is connected. We are all just different expressions of a single, giant, unified consciousness, an infinite mind. Some people might call it the source, or even God. You can see hints of this interconnectedness everywhere, reflected in that ancient saying, as above, so below. The branching patterns of constellations in the sky look just like the neural networks in our brains. A bolt of lightning looks like the veins in your body. It's like the universe uses the same beautiful patterns over and over on every scale imaginable. So this is where it gets really important. This is where it all comes back to you. If the universe is just this field of potential energy and information, and you're a part of this one big consciousness, what does that make you? Well, the argument here is that reality, at its core, is neutral. The words I'm saying right now are just vibrations in the air. It's us, it's you who assigns meaning to them. Nothing means anything until your consciousness gives it meaning. And that means you're not just some passive observer. You are the one who creates the miracles and the magic in your own experience. Once you really get that, this piece of advice becomes incredibly powerful. Think about your life, your name, your problems, as a character you're playing. You aren't the character. You are the consciousness that is experiencing the character. Seeing it that way can give you an amazing sense of freedom. Okay,
Let's bring it all home. We've deconstructed reality, we've explored a new way of looking at the universe, and we've redefined your role in it. So, what's the point of this whole dream? What's the ultimate takeaway?
The final message is one of pure empowerment. If this is all a dream and you're the dreamer, then you're also the writer, the director, and the star. You are not a victim of your circumstances. The meaning of your life, of this whole reality, is simply the one you choose to give it.
And that leaves us with one final, very personal question. This isn't just some fun thought experiment, it's a call to action. If you truly accept that you are the creator of your reality, then the power is right there in your hands. So, what do you choose to create starting right now?